Hey guys, I'm sorry I couldn't find my recent games in my recent players list except this one, which is a pretty epic game. And this is actually a game I think we're on 7, so I think this is game 11. So, but the other one's completely past my time. So I'm just gonna name this game 8, I think it is. But this was the epic game, so I'm just at least happy to see that this epic game is here. It's about 30 minutes in game time, not the most epic costly game you've ever played, but I do think it was pretty good. And he says, you two, something. I don't, then I just like, what? But yes. And then he goes, LOL. I get you, man. I love you, man. But sorry about that, you guys. I'm definitely gonna keep on top of those and actually save my recent games now. He opens with a 9 supply, fairly standard. I usually like to go with 10 myself. And should be sending out this lucky drone to scout him out. Yep. So that drone is the lucky winner. But I do believe I open with a 15 hatch, 14 pool, which is one of my new builds that I am going to work on. But this has sent his SCV out, and he is starting his 12 barracks. I usually go 13 though. See that nothing is there. Very disappointed. But he, look at him. He's disappointed too. Or SCV. But what did 5 damage? I'm trying to see which is better. 45. Does it have any armor? No. 1.5. Okay, SCVs are in fact better than drones. So go SCVs when you're going for a rush. And he just finishes it, and my drone is sad. So at around the 3-minute mark, I actually thought this was pretty early. And it was 15. He has not been SCVing up that much. So he has about that much SCVs. Well, I have about that much. We actually have around the same. So never mind what I just said. But he is getting both gas. So I'm going to be heading minerals. But yes, he does have all this. And he does start attacking my expo. But he could have just probably turned around with this guy and went head on. And the reason I like to do this, all I have to do is right click on this guy and this guy will follow him for ages. And he has to try to actually micro it to get it out of the way, so it actually takes macro time off him. So I always love when the SCV is just like running away. But let's see what we got. Extractor, my spawning pool is finished. Same with that hatchery. And I get some initial zerglings out just to grab those watchtowers, but he is getting a factory, and he does have three marines. So let's see what we got. He is definitely, is he using them on mules? Yes, he is. Okay, he is using his energy on mules. Send the 2 zerglings out, those 2 initial zerglings that you have to get. Well, you don't have to, but I do recommend to get those just for those nice watchtowers. And this game is going to be pretty long, so beware, and hopefully you guys stick around for the whole thing, because fend off attacks, he fends off his, and it goes like that. He is getting a tech lab, so maybe he's doing the 1-2-1 build, but no, he is not, because he is getting that barracks. And let's see what I see. Let's go into Bagelz vision. So I do move in with this baby. And move him into here. And we'll see what I could scout. See that? I see he has a tech lab. I see he has another barracks. I see he lifts this down. And I see he had all that. So that means he's moving out for an attack. So this is actually fairly good scouting by me. And I do see that factory with the tech lab. But I do not see anything else, so I have to get another scout in somehow. I have to find out if he has a starport or anything. But no, he did not actually have a starport, so I did kind of get everything. I did actually scout everything he has. Just keeping up with those mules. And because I actually saw that incoming attack, I got a lot of zerglings. And I built 2 spine crawlers. And I'm not the best at actually surrounding, and that's the key thing with zerglings is you have to surround. And I'm not the best, I must say. I am fairly good at surrounding with these, but I think this is a reasonable number. How much am I getting? Move overlord, but whatever. So we got that much zerglings, but then I see he's actually not attacking. And there is his starport. He is getting double reactor, and he should be expanding after that reactor is done, I would say. But he does have fairly good mule saturation because mules are amazing. But I'm tired. It's a Friday, man. But today was awesome. Watched movies in school. Had all this stuff going on. It's the 17th, close to Christmas. On the 19th, I'm having like an early birthday. It's not a birthday party, just some of my family actually won't be here for my actual birthday date. So we're going to have it a little birthday thingy a little bit earlier. So I could have my family that's leaving for Christmas at my house. But he does have a starport with a lot of life, actually. And here's one thing I don't scout really at all, is these ghost academies, which are I really don't find any use for nukes otherwise blowing up drones. And he does give a nice scan right there. Let's see what he's actually seen. Hordroth. Okay, he's seen this hatch, he's seen the spine crawler, and he's seen that much of me. This is what I have. I have a Bagelz nest too, but he has the scouting information. He has really all he needs. Except for these banelings. Because I saw the 3 racks, I knew there was probably going to be some marines that I would love to blow up. He is getting his very first initial medivac, and what do I see? I do just see this starport. So that automatically gives me a number of things. Because he had siege tanks, I wasn't actually thinking he'd get medivacs, because I do know that he has siege tanks, but probably because of that tech lab. But that does not mean anything. And I did also see a tech lab, but I did not see the medivacs, so I actually thought he probably was going for banshees or something like that. And he is researching cloak and then arming it with a nuke, which is, I was about to say, fairly standard, but no, it is not. I'm getting my 3rd around 86 supply, fairly late 3rd if I do say myself, but not too late. And I do get that Hydralisk den once, because I see all that, and I do have an evolution chamber to place those lovely spore crawlers, which I've just queued up at the back of my spawn. Oh yes, all those drones morphing in. And one thing I did is I saw, and then I semi-rallied down here. But one thing I did wrong in this game is I saw that he was getting siege tanks, and those Hydralisks are just siege tank food. So that means a much better option would have been to go for roaches to take care of these tough siege tanks. But roaches are armored, so this would actually do 50 damage instead of 35, and 13 range, that's insane. You have to love to get those 13 range on, but so I am setting my rally point for my hatcheries, I believe. 5. Let's see if I could highlight all of these. There, yes, all of the rally points are set there. And then all that's set there. So I should actually move these guys up to kind of defend this. I should actually spread my creep right here, then make a wall of spine crawlers or something in the middle of the map. That'd be pretty funny, but he does have a siege tank right here, just to watch the rocks. Not that big of a biggie. He does have a ghost. He does have one. Lonely Ghost. And Ghost has so much stuff he could do. He could hold his fire, which is always a good thing. You never actually want to... Oh, Medivac. That's one crazy Medivac. I want to see the Ghost. Ah! Hate that Medivac. I'm also grabbing my 4th. And once I get my 4th, my macro kind of slips. I forget to get more expansions and all that stuff. And then I just end up getting like 3,000 minerals. And I'm like, what? How did I get that so fast? Maybe because I have such a good economy. But here it is. He has quite a fairly big army. And I am able to see this with those nice watchtowers, which really help. And the watchtowers actually don't give you that good of a notice. They do give you a notice, though, before it actually happens, which is good. But it didn't give me that big of a notice to help macro up and stuff. I was trying, and this is how bad I really am at surrounding. I'm not the best. Banelings, oh, so close. If they had that speed. But this is really all I got, and this is a very dire situation for me. These Banelings have to kill all those Marines, and these Hydralisks or something has to kill these siege tanks. So there has to be some way. One idiotic Baneling comes out, does do some damage, but my spine crawlers, will they be enough? And I am macroing my toughest right now, trying to get as much highest tier units as I can, which are these Hydralisks. Zerglings won't do too good. They are good against siege tanks though, but I was more worried about the ground infantry actually. And once you have siege tanks sieged up in your base, it's never a good time. But I do believe I am able to take out those siege tanks. These guys should please move up there. My hatchery is almost about to fall. It's in the orange. He's still in my base. My Hydralisks are trying to pound away this army, but those Medivacs are too tough. And I should actually be getting some Zerglings just to easy surround this. And these Medivacs are really giving me a hard time because they're just healing them right after each of them dies. And it's in the red. Will I be able to save it? It's so close. Pull all my drones off the line, try to fight, but they do load up before the bootings can get there. And I wonder where that thing went. Oh, there it is. Medivac with a ghost. And I have tons of overlords over here. He's probably watching it, waiting to nuke it. Let's nuke it, baby. But then I saw this and saw that he was gonna do a drop here. Quickly bring my army of Hydras. I knew I could hold this off. It was gonna be fairly easy with the amount of Hydras that I have. But very close call. I do see another Medivac going, but poor Ghosty. Great positioning of these, but I do believe they die soon from loss of creep. Then I instantly morph in that nice expansion. So I have 3 fully saturated. Well, I wouldn't say this is fully saturated. Fully saturated. Well, 2, 3 now. This was my 4th, and it was in fact fully saturated, but not anymore. So he is macroing not the best. He has this, but he has tons of minerals. He's getting some more Ghost Academies because he loves to nuke, I guess. And the thing is that he probably could have won the game if he did this. He's not expanding. That's the thing. He's not expanding. So because of this, he's running dry on minerals, and he can't produce much more army than he already has here. Because of this. He has 200. Yeah, he might get a couple more siege tanks and maybe a little bit more marauders, but that's all he could add to this army with about this income. So that's not good. I have insane. Let's actually bring up the income tab. Let's see. Income. I have 79 harvesters to 25. You could see the difference there, and I am gaining 2,000 minerals per minute. Well, he's only gaining 400. That's a huge advantage. And you have to macro really hard if you want to get every minute spend 2,000 minerals, but it's possible, and I do a fairly good job at spending 1,000 minerals per minute. Just the other 1,000 kind of slips away, and I can't really micro or macro that up well enough. But these guys are awesome. I was gonna say something, but that kind of copying the mighty Husky and his Husketeers, but he does have a fair army. He's not doing too bad at macroing up, but I'm just doing better, and this guy is gonna totally call in some tactical nukes. Who wouldn't want to call in tactical nukes? And he does have even more ghosts. Going to want a sniper shot, dealing 45 damage and ignores armor. That's intense, man. That is intense. But also the nice EMP, which really isn't good against Zerg. But right here we have some Zerglings going in for the surround on this. Might as well kill the mule. Long distance mining is for noobs. And he is down to his last 60 mineral patch. And he can't, for the life of him. He has to make a command center in his base. And then I just wait outside his base. I go test the front door. I know he can't have that much of an army, but little did I know he actually had quite a bit of an army. And I see all of these, and I know I can't get in there. So I back out. Then his siege tanks just go here and siege up for fun. And then they blast away my beautiful Hydras. No, but my macro has not been too well for my income that I'm getting. But I am macroing better than him. And I have a lot better income. So he has all of these waiting SCVs. And what's he got? What's he got? He has no command center on the way. So there is no way he could actually start mining unless unless he cancels something. But there is no way he could do anything to get his income except long distance mine his natural, which he is in fact doing with his mine. And I do take this on directly with my Hydras, but I do know that I do remember that it's not worth it. So, and I do lose tons of Hydralisks, which is never a good sign, but these guys hopefully should morph into Bagelz and come pwn these guys, because those guys just need to get pwned, and these guys should be long distance mining along with the mule. But he does start his evil little expansion right there. With these Zerglings, I actually should be moving in for the kill when he's actually making it. But he actually lifts off his command center because he's so hungry for those minerals, and he just simply places it down there. And with my Overlord, I'm not in the position to see this, actually, as you can see. Let's go to my player cam for a second. So as you can see, what I have selected, I am macroing fairly decent, I guess. And then I see all of those, and I'm like, oh, okay, he probably made one in his base. And I do get some infestors because I was like, fungal growth, marines, go boop. But tons of Hydras, insane income, just getting a 5th. I am all over the map, all over this side to be exact. And I do actually see this. I do see it. I see the scan actually too, so I see all that with my watchtowers, which is really good. And all these Hydras. No, my Hydras. No. 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 Oh yeah, let's switch back to my player cam, see what I'm looking at. Player cam, I said. So, I'm keeping an eye on all this stuff. Wow.
Mineral field depleted.
Wow, what the heck? Oh, that's what. Okay. So, then, let's see what he's got. I am destroying these rocks because I did actually, in fact, see those 2 Vikings enter, and that means there has to be something here. And little did I know there is some Vikings, a Medivac, and a Ghost. So because I saw that Ghost, I was like, oh, he's probably gonna try to nuke me. But then I see all that. But before you know it, 7 Ultralisks come out. And they're just gonna demolish this army so happily. And let's check this out. So, let's go back to everyone's view. And he still has a medivac down here with 2 ghosts in it. So, but he does load up all his stuff because he does not want. It's a very bad thing to see all your army die. So, but these Ultralisks chasing them. They're chasing them all the way back to their base. I would recommend actually stopping to attack, but nope, that does not work. And I would actually put this guy up in the corner into siege mode, but nope, he does not decide to do that, and he decides to go for a last drop and make it a base race, but nope, that would not work, my friend, because these Ultralisks just want to give you a big hug, but it's so sad because they're so mean. And they decide to lift off all their barracks. Too bad this one goes down to the mighty, mighty Ultralisk. And let's see how much damage these guys do with damage 17. But versus armored, and they have a pretty fast weapon speed. And the big thing is their health. The 500 health is godlike, and these guys are just the elephants of everything. Like, look at these guys. 9 kills, 7 kills, 1 kill, 5 kills, 14 kills. This guy is a complete awesome sauce guy. And he does move his hatchery. He moves his command center. And that's basically... He tries to move it somewhere. And I see it with my overlords. I should have actually clicked one of these guys and clicked M. And clicked on that. But let's check our APM. Oh yeah, I have pretty decent APM for me, and these Ultralisks just sitting around, just demolishing his base. He does have a ghost. Maybe he could drop a nuke in this pile of Ultralisks and probably kill all of them. But, oh my god, what's happening? He is destroying my base. What are we going to do? But thank god to that scout, I actually had this place, which means... Oh, yeah, he does GG. Because of my massive Ultralisk swing. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that game. That was game 7 or 8, something like that. But I hope to see you guys in the next one, and I'll see you guys